listening to the Gotham and Beyond podcast. I am your host, Vince. Gotham-database.com is my website where you can find all the things about Batman comics, DC comics, and even the role-playing game Batman and DC Heroes. Today is not going to be like any episode like I've normally done. Today is going to be called The Forgotten Files of Hugo Strange. Today is going to be Case File 001, subject Dr. Hugo Strange. The file opens up not on someone else, but from him, because the first file Strange ever kept was his own. He just didn't admit it. He called it research. He called it observation on himself. It was mostly a mirror, but it was pointed inward. And maybe, just maybe, he's still watching us from behind the glass. So today, Hugo Strange is in the spotlight for us. Here's the truth. You know Hugo Strange, you've seen him sort of. He's the bald guy in glasses, lab coat, sometimes a suit. He shows up and says something unsettling, then disappears behind a curtain, or just poof, he's gone. He's not really colorful, he doesn't laugh, he doesn't have a freeze ray, a coin, or some goofy theme. He has you, your fears, your files, your patterns. And that makes him dangerous in a way Gotham doesn't like to talk about. Because he's not in the city, not like the others. He's underneath it. He's behind it. He's off to just the side of it. He's the one watching all the other villains taking notes. And that includes Batman. So Strange debuted in 1940, Detective Comics number 36. So he predates almost everyone, just about. Back then, he was just a mad scientist creating weather machines, fog machines, and weird giant monsters. It was pulp. Yeah, definitely pure pulp. Nothing really special. But then he vanished for a while. Years, probably even decades before he returned. And then he returned, he was different. Now, he was a psychologist. He knows who Batman really is, but he's not interested in gaining money from it. He's not even interested in death of Batman. He wants to become the Batman. Somehow, during those lost years, something cracked inside of him. And nobody really noticed. He was gone for so long, it was easy to forget about him, to be honest. But that made him dangerous, because when you forget someone, they have the freedom to become anything. But stepping back here for a moment, in 1977, in Strange Apparitions, Hugo figures it out. Batman is Bruce Wayne, or Bruce Wayne is Batman. He doesn't deduce it. He doesn't really find a clue. He just knows it, like he always knew it, like he's been reading the file in his head for years. And what does he do? He doesn't hold a press conference, not even a ransom note. He keeps it, holds it close to his chest, like a child hoarding a secret, like a fan who doesn't want the show to end because you just want to keep it going. There's something reverent about it, maybe twisted, but reverent. Later on in Prey, we see him weaponize psychology. He's hired to profile Batman for the city. And what does he do instead? He builds a second Batman, a fake, one that he can control. He even puts on the suit and stands in front of the mirror, fully dressed as Batman, and says, I understand him now. Not like a scientist, not like a doctor, but more like a crazed disciple or a fanboy. So there's a thing that haunts me about Strange. He just isn't studying Batman. He's also studying you, the reader, too. In Arkham Asylum Living Hell, he's in charge of the institution. Check it out. You really should read it. It's a really interesting read. Because he's the one who decides who goes in and who never comes out. That's the real power in Gotham. He's not attacking the city, he's redefining sanity one signature at a time. And here's the twist. He might actually be insane himself, but structured, logical, still licensed. How do you stop a monster who has a clipboard? And then when he talks about Batman, it always slips. The line between admiration and envy, it bleeds. He doesn't just want to be Batman. He wants to deserve to be Batman. He wants to believe he's the better version of Batman. And maybe, just maybe, Bruce Wayne isn't all that different when you think about it. Now, let's bring you into the table where we play DC Heroes or Batman the role playing game, just to tie this all together between comics and role playing games. Hugo isn't a villain you throw at your players. He's a campaign engine. Start small, whispers, rumors, patients going missing from Arkham, people turning up with altered memories, the whole chapters of their lives being erased or rewritten. The players think it's magic or some type of drugs or experimentation or telepathy. Nope, it's not. It's actually Hugo Strange. He's been watching them, building files one by one. He contacts the party, not as a threat, but as a therapist, offers help, schedules some sessions, and then begins diagnosing them in ways that feels way too accurate. Maybe he's one of the characters been replaced. Maybe that NPC they rescued last session, that was Hugo Strange wearing a mask, a face. And in the final act, they find the files, detailed profiles of each of them, hopes, weaknesses, secrets. He's already mapped their next decisions, and there's a note at the bottom of each of them: potential, but flawed. Treatment, redesign, reconstruct, rebirth. It's not just a battle, it's a clinical trial. Here is what I really believe here. Hugo Strange never really left Gotham. He was always there in the background when Gotham was being built, or rebuilt for that matter. He was already filing paperwork before Gordon made captain. He saw Bruce Wayne at age 8 and understood. Maybe he's not just studying Batman. Maybe he helped create him, or maybe nudged him along just enough. A whisper here, a missed therapy appointment there. There's a theory. No proof of the theory, really. It's just a theory. But some believe Strange was Wayne's doctor. If that's true, then he didn't just analyze the bat, he birthed the bat. And now he wants him back. Some final notes here. Subject demonstrates layered pathology, narcissism with restraint, delusion with brilliance. The mirror he holds to Gotham is cracked, but clear. There are no final answers in this file, only patterns and silence and watching. The file is sealed, but not forgotten. And that concludes Case File 001, Dr. Hugo Strange. Next time on Case File 002, Jane Doe. She has no face, she wears yours instead. Until then, stay hidden, because Hugo never blinks. This has been the Gotham Database podcast, the Gotham and Beyond podcast. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode, theory, and talk about Dr. Hugo Strange and all the things that he could possibly do and fight for campaign for you, as well as what things to read when looking up Dr. Hugo Strange. I know I had a lot of fun doing some of the research for this and writing this all up, so hopefully you enjoyed. Again, Gotham-Database is where you can find this podcast and many more things that we do, write-ups and reviews and stuff like that. You can find us on X at Gotham Database. And that's all for this evening. Good night and God bless.